and welcome back to yet another episode of my skill move tutorial series where I show you how, where and when to perform a skill move in FIFA 21. Today we're learning the reverse Elastico. That's right lads, the reverse Elastico, and let me tell you, just like the Elastico itself, which I have already done a tutorial on, the reverse Elastico is just as overpowered, and I'm about to teach you guys how to perform it. So without further ado, let's get into the intro and then let's get into how to perform the reverse Elastico in FIFA 21.
Griezmann, three men around him, but somehow finds some space. Ronaldo, fantastic, opening the drive back.
Ronaldo on the ball. He's made
Look at this, just control. The control display there is absolutely ridiculous. The Elastico on the goal line. The finest of...
We talked about Aussie FIFA. He's not here to make up the numbers.
To perform the reverse Elastico, all you will need is the right analog stick, and basically if you guys already know how to perform the Elastico, then it's going to be very easy. If you do not, then be sure to go and check out my latest episode, which is the Elastico tutorial. It shows you how to perform it there. But if you have not yet learnt the Elastico, it doesn't matter, I'll still teach you in this episode. Basically what it is rotating the stick, the right analog stick, as you're seeing up in front of your screen right now, from 270 degrees around to 90 degrees of where the player is facing. So it will depend on which direction your player is running, but essentially it's from 270 to 90. Unlike the Elastico, which is 90 to 270, the degrees for this skill move in particular is 270 to 290. So if I'm going up the pitch, basically what it is you will be performing it from 270, so you exit it in 270 degrees, you're then bringing it back all the way around to 90 degrees, and what that does is it performs the reverse Elastico. Unlike the Elastico itself, as I was saying, it's obviously 90 to 270. The reverse Elastico is the opposite. It's it's in the name, the reverse Elastico. All it is from 270 around to 290. Now, around to 90. So this will be like the Elastico itself. This will take practice. As I said though, it will depend. In that episode, as I said, it will depend on which direction the player is facing. If he is going down the pitch, then obviously it's going to be the opposite, isn't it? So essentially, you're going to need to go in 90 degrees and then go back all the way around to, or you need to go from 90 degrees but all the way around to 270 degrees, and basically what that will do is cause the player to do a reverse Elastico, and again from left to right and right to left it will be a different scenario. All you will need to do, obviously, as you're seeing up in front of your screen now, if I'm going from left to right, I'll obviously be using the left analog stick to move the player. But essentially, if you're going left to right, the Elastico is obviously 90 degrees exiting in to where the player is facing all the way to 270. The reverse Elastico is the opposite. It is 270 all the way around to 90 degrees. And basically that will perform the reverse Elastico. And again, running from right to left, it's the same thing. If you do from 90 degrees of where the player is facing all the way around to 270, this will perform the Elastico. But for the reverse Elastico, it's the reverse. You need to do it from 270 around to 90 degrees, and basically he will perform the reverse Elastico. Moving into where you should be performing this skill move. Once again, it's very similar to the Elastico, and I did mention in that video that essentially the best place to use this is when you're running parallel with the defensive line, and when you see a gap in between either the centre backs or one of the centre backs and one of the wing backs, when you see a gap, you perform this skill move, and what it will do is make your player burst into that gap to then try and get in behind, and it works phenomenally with the Elastico. And once again, with the reverse Elastico, it's the same. It works absolutely amazing. You basically use the reverse Elastico, as you're seeing some of the clips up in front of you now, to get into that space, to burst into the space that you need, and essentially get in behind or make a play or make a pass, which is a very, very handy place to use this. Another time, that's the net segment. Another where area where you should be using this is in the box. It's very, very unpredictable, lads. essentially using this in the bots will create angles for you. It will beat players, and essentially, you know, you can score goals, very easy goals. As you're seeing in front of your screen now, I can score goals with this, and if you guys can get this down pat and implement it into your game, please, please, please use this when there is a gap in the defense and you want to burst in behind, and also in the box, because this is a very unpredictable skill for you guys to learn. Moving into the when section of when this should be performed. Basically, moving into the when section, where you should, or when and what time you should actually use this skill move. Essentially, the time you want to use this is when there is an actual defender side by side with you and you want to get away from him, but on the left. So essentially the reverse elastico is taking the player's foot, his right foot, and making him flick it out to the right. Okay, when he's facing, let's say from left to right, he'll be flicking it down a little bit. And say there's a defender to your left, that's when you'll need to perform this skill move to get away from him. Another time when you should use this, and I did touch upon this in the where section, is essentially when there is a gap. You need to be on it, you know, you need to recognize the gaps, and this will take practice for you guys to implement this, but once you start implementing it into your game, you will realize the benefits of using this exactly at the time when there is a gap in the defense and you need to burst through there. And this is very handy with players like Mbappe and Ronaldo, for you to use this skill and then get in behind and score goals, obviously. And then obviously another time is in the box. Now, like the Elastico, I did mention that in that episode, that essentially the time you use this skill move is not specific. Unlike other skill moves, there is a specific time when you should use it, like the Berber spin or like the ball roll. The reverse elastico, there's not really a specific time. Really, it's when you want to beat a defender or create some unpredictability in your game attack, in your gameplay. Because essentially, you know, having good attack is having that ability to be unpredictable, to be quick and snappy and be reactive, and that's what this skill does. Like the elastico, it's very quick, it's very unpredictable, and I hope you guys can also implement this into your game, because it will make you a lot better in your attack. But that's going to signal the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please drop a like, drop a subscribe on the channel, and be sure to follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description down below. I am posting on there when I do upload a new episode, so be sure to stay posted on there, and I'll be sure to interact with you guys as well if you have any more questions, or you want to show me your teams or whatever you want to do. But that's going to signal the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm out. Have a good one, guys, and peace.